I've got my trusty 12 volt battery here. I've got the leads for the trimmer. I'm going to connect it back up again. We're going to go back inside, we're going to hit the switch, and hopefully we're going to get the trimmer to fire up. I had a little bit of a diesel leak on the pipe, which was obviously causing it to not push through to the trimmer. So I've fixed that. So let's go and give it a go. But I'm quite concerned, obviously, after about 2 or 3 times it's going to cut off and I have to get in touch with trimmer, and that's just can't be bothered with that.
What is this?
It stinks. Quite noisy. Wee fan. When I feel one of the pipes inside, see if it's doing it or not. No, that's doing it. Have a feel in the bathroom and see. Definitely doing something to start. Yeah?
We have a heat. Serious. They're definitely going. Is that the temperature?
Yeah.
Can you speak about what we see on the screen?
Yeah, it's quite a simple system. Obviously, it's 22 degrees, and you turn on here, and that's the heating firing, and then this one here, which is off, is the hot water. This one here is what the fuel is, which is just on fuel. You can turn it to fuel or fuel plus electricity, just electricity or just fuel, and then that one there that's on high is the fan, and you can put it on eco as well. You can also have the fan running without anything else, so instead of having a fan on like them, you can put that on and it'll run. But by the sound of it, I don't think we'll be doing that. But again, it's just on, it's the first time, so that noise might be just it going through cycles and burners and things, or it's maybe just a fan touching or something because we've installed it ourselves. So slightly louder than we would have expected, to be honest. At the moment, but that's not to say there's something wrong with it on the installation process. So we can't say nothing now just yet. So we have a front to go in here, a solid, no sorry, a front to go in here. We'll have a double socket. Then we'll have a little drawer here. This will just be a solid piece in here. And then we have the 2 drawer fronts to go in here. Whatever else. So I don't know if we'd mentioned or showed you the actual clips themselves. These are mini locking clips. They're a marine based thing, as most things are, to be honest, and anything that's rattling about being heavily designed. Things don't get built for these so much, so marine stuff is great for us. So what happens is they're good because you can see all when these are on, you can see them all, because when they're locked, they're shut like that. And when you want to open them, you simply press it and a little handle comes out. You can then open the unit, and then when you shut the unit and press it in again, that's it locked. There's an actual locking mechanism inside the door here. When you press it in, it goes up, and the joiner's made a little locator for it and you press it and it comes out. It's as simple as that. It's quite a neat idea, but visually it's good because you get to see before you go you'll get used to having a quick look round, and if everything is all shut like that, you'll know that they're closed and nothing is going to come flapping out when you're driving. So that's just a fail safe, a visual fail safe. It's good. Another thing that I fitted is the magnetic door stop, which is good and bad. That's obviously the two pieces, and this is sprung loaded, which is quite nice. You see, and then it just comes in. It's a marine grade stainless steel. It's really strong. It actually grabs the door and pulls it. So that was nice enough. But the only bit I didn't like for its £60 plus VAT was, you can see I've just got normal screws in here just now, because I'll have to go and get little dome or countersunk or whatever chrome screws. So I was quite disappointed for something that price. It didn't come with a nice set of chrome screws to go with it. I'm quite disappointed with that. But it's a good thing. It works well, but I could have done with some screws like. What I'm saying here is, this is too high, that this height. I can't get it any lower because I was originally going to stick it onto here.
Yes.
Like that.
What?
And that's quite high. But if we could have got it down to here, for the children,
yes,
that would have been fine. But I can't do that either.
Why?
I've got nothing to attach it to because it's been taken away for the controls for the National Luna fridge. This side would be okay. But, well, mind you saying that, I wonder if I can lower, this will go down then. Okay. Right, okay, we're back in business again. Right, so we'll bolt him to the side here. He can even go up there, so he can go high or really low. We're back in business. Okay, good. He'll go there, and it just means, we'll have a look. It may have some good features, it may have some bad, but see, I'm just more concerned that this is a crawl through, so I don't want things. So this would be attached to the table itself. It won't be a big table, it's only going to be about that size. And then the idea was we took this bit off and it went behind the seat here, or we made a clip for it or whatever. But my idea was, because these seats are as far back as they can go just now for us working on it, but once the children are here, their little feeties flap about. So I was wanting the seats to come quite far forward to here. Anyway, if this goes here, you see, that would be left like that. Now, it could also, as I say, that'll come down to even there, at its lowest. Or, obviously for that matter, you just take the whole thing right out and it clips into there as well. So, right, okay, that's it for me. No, because that's a great big thing in there. Excellent, good. Right, that's it, sussed. Okay.
It's wonderful.
It is, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't for Jim, because it's bringing it back to what it should be looking like.
It looks amazing, honestly. Yeah, you have done something amazing here. It's incredible.
Like a professional.
Well, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I cracked into it.
Are you impressed, Jim, yourself?
Aye, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine, aye. After 50 odd years doing
Yeah.
it, it's just kind of like, that's another job.
Here it is.
It's amazing. It looks just.
As long as you're happy with it, that's the main thing.
It looks so much better than I ever thought, actually.
Wee knob that looks like these wee knobs when they're out. If you can what I mean.
Or how do you feel about if we put one of them into there to match the rest, and then if we put the magnets on that in and just leave it, because it's the washing machine, so the amount of time we use the washing machine, we can just pull it through the bottom and just leave just leave it, and then because what Jim's saying, because the washing machine's going in there, we're going to have a problem mounting up one of these somewhere to make it
Because there's no room.
No deep enough.
No, it might have to look crap. But what Jim was saying is you do get magnets that are like really, really strong.
Yeah.
So what we thought was, you know, because Jim never showed you your wee secret cupboard there.
Oh
So
gosh,
it's
look
your
at
spoon
that.
drawer. Jim spent probably more time than it's worth for the spoon. But it's there. No, so what Jim was saying, well, we could put one there, because that'll just match them ones in there for the wee drawer.
Yeah,
And then that thing, we just got magnets down it,
I agree.
and then just left it,
Yeah.
don't put a handle on it at all, because it doesn't look bad, will it?
No, it looks lovely.
And if it's the washing machine, you're not using it every day, so you can just open it
Yeah.
to the bottom, throw the stuff in and just shut it, and it'll just snap shut with the magnets.
100%, let's do that.
We're not going to be using it every day. I think that's a good plan, we bother you. Because I think if we try to match in with something, it'll just catch your eye.
Aye.
If nothing there, it'll be.
Well, I think you've got an extra one anyway. I'm sure. But put these back plates that I've got there, there seem to be plenty of them.
I think we had 16.
16 you said to me. And
Aye.
I made 16 back plates yesterday, and I think I've got one left. So.
So just for next week, Jim, because
What's your most important thing?
most
Obviously
important,
getting these catches.
catches on these, table,
Aye.
There.
oh yeah,
I think it is needed.
What is it?
Layla was just looking for a wee ball go in that pipe, just a wee bit for each side of the thing. It's shovel that pipe. Jessica said she's going to pack all her stuff in here for the, was going to damage it.
Shouldn't do that.
That. So, I think probably that bit there, patched in with
Aye.
2 wee holes, that would be a necessity.
Is this coming through here?
Yeah, it's exactly the same as that thing there.
Separate with the cables on it.
Aye, we'll just leave them at the back. We'll bore the 2 holes.
Sorry, just
And I just shove all that nonsense away to the back. And as long as we've got a white bit there with our 2 holes bored in it,
we'll just, no,
then that's it. So
I think that just came because it was a bit that was left.
it just finished there,
It was
yeah.
enough,
So we can do that, but what we'll do is when I get
This will be okay.
yes,
I don't know.
yes. I would say that that bit of there, the table,
Mhm.
that bit there are locked in, so the drawer doesn't come shooting out. Also basically what I would probably go to is all the bamboo. If we can finish the bamboo, that would be the best scenario if we could. And if we can get the table done, that little fillety bit in there done, and we can screw the fridge in then, and that holds that in position. We need what we're going to do, because that's the same here, isn't it? So we need 2 of them bits like that, a bit bigger like that. But they'll need to come in as well, however that thing finishes, so we can put 4 screws into that to
Is
get
it
that.
getting help to one side?
It's whatever's easiest, whatever's going to work the best. We can put it to one side, 2 sides, or it's 6 and 3/3. We can have it, because it'd probably be better away from the bed. If you can have it tight up against this, and then a bigger fillet on this side, and then get that screwed into place. And then say if we got that done, we then catch on it there. And for me, we'll just have to see how we get on, but it would be nice to try and get these other 2 things in, because we've got all these wires and pipes and whatever else hanging about in here, but I think it's just a case of seeing just a smaller version of that around that window. And that to me would be.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
So that's the drain for the fresh water tank, and that's a solenoid valve fitted right there. And that solenoid valve will be fitted to the internet. So it'll go onto the Victron system. So if we drive away and we notice, or if we go away and we notice the truck sitting with say 20% water in the freshwater tank, you can just press the button on the Victron system, open up that solenoid valve, and it'll drain the water out, and then we don't have stagnant water sitting in the tank. So that's the hose board there. You can see the mess I've made. I was quite stressed about this job, wasn't looking forward to this one. So anyway, we've got the guzzle unit on this side, and we've got the switch wiring units on the other side. So I had to make sure I got these holes exactly right. And as I've said numerous occasions, the bottom one for all use is going to be, the bottom one is going to be the hot duct, the middle one is going to be the fresh air vents going through underneath for the units, and the top one, as a token gesture, is going to be the cold. So you need your cold on the top and hot on the bottom. So realistically, the colds, like in other caravans and things, would run up through the back of here, along here, even to where our bed is, and have a drop down. I just didn't feel the need for that in a pod this size. And not only that, you know, the duct 63mm takes up so much room in the back of there. You know, there'd be no, the wires are bad enough by the time you put a cover on there. By the time you put a 63 in there and boxed around it to protect it, there's no point putting covers on. So that's what we've got. So hopefully it's a very small unit. If it gets cold, so thankfully Jim the joiner is going to come in and make my rather messy looking appearance there look good. What we're going to have is, that's the Truma socket, and the Truma socket pushes on with these serrated clips inside here. That's them. So they push onto the duct like that, and that will sit inside here, right there with the duct. What will happen then is all three will be the same, even the vent will come into the back like that. What will happen then is Jim will make a panel of bamboo that goes directly underneath this bunk bed lip and down the full size. And what that will allow the drawer front to be flush with the rest. And he, of course, he won't bore the holes the same size as that. That'll be sitting at the back. He'll cut the holes the same size as this. And that hole there in his bamboo is smaller, and that'll go through, and that'll be the finished edge. This then goes in here, in a pain, but they go in like that. And then you have to, obviously there's the thickness of the bamboo, and then you half turn it and they lock in. So that will have its vents facing that way. So with the whole bamboo frontage, you should then see only 6 of them vents. 1, 2, 3, and the same on the other side, and that'll be our finished vent. I went for grey covers. I didn't want to go for black. I thought black might have been nicer against the bamboo, but I've gone for this colour because of the fridge, tambour door, this worktop. So just try to match it in a little bit. Oh, the other thing to watch out for I don't know because I can't remember, it was so long ago, I've just started doing this. But I purchased the Truma, these are original Truma parts, and they've got the little valve inside to slow it down, which is very handy, obviously fitted there for the toilet, which needs seeker in. I'm going to seeker that in and finish it, but that means it can stop the flow a little bit more. But on reading the instructions, the majority of them, because I have them on there with the flow restrictors on them as well, but the majority of them shouldn't be restricted. But the thing with this is, I purchased them, as I said. I don't know if you can just get straight ones like that, but these little clips here that go in, it prevents these things from opening and shutting. So what you have to do is break that out. So I don't know if you can just buy ones like that, but I've purchased these ones that were maybe a little bit more expensive. So if you are going to put just open vents like me on the end of there, try and find ones that don't have that. I don't have time to look into it and possibly replace them. I'm just going to break all those little discs off and clip these in, and that's that. So something to look out for, or maybe that's the way it is, I don't know. That's my 3 holes that you can see there. I've disconnected the guzzle. I'm taking the guzzle out for the France trip just now. There's no need. We're not going to get into any water quality issues, I should imagine, from this house to France through England. So I'm not got any concerns. Drinking water will be used from bottles anyway, and all other water for washing and food prep. I don't care what to find. So that's the water situation there. So as I say, I took the guzzle out, I filled the tank, and as you can see, the truck's leaning quite heavily on this side, which actually helped the filling to a degree. Even though I've got a vent and it's quite a big, it's a 2-inch filler, like your petrol cap filler into the tank. Because the tank's only this size and it's 6 feet long, and it sits along the access of the truck like that, under the seats, remember. When you go to fill it, if it's level or tilting towards the inlet, it takes forever, stroke doesn't fill, because it all builds up like that, and then you can't fill, you're only getting a little bit of the tank. So I've got to be mindful every time I go to fill at a garage or whatever, and I hope it doesn't come to the point where I need to like throw some sand ladders or something underneath the tyres just to kick the truck that way, so when I fill it, it fills sort of from here up and expels the air and fills properly. But it's all down to experience. It's the first time filled. I don't know, it might just be filling it from scratch, but it was just a pain, it was just shooting back out. But that's it on now anyway. I've put a little rubber mat again underneath this pump because I'm just not happy with the pump at all. I mean, I've had caravans, I've had RVs, I've had fifth wheel trailers. Never heard a pump as bad as that, but I'll let you see what you think. I mean, it's bad enough here just now, but inside, you know, and that's River's bed, remember, right above it. So if somebody goes to the toilet, granted it's not going to be running like this, if somebody goes to the toilet, you know, that has got potential to wake them up. So I'll see, anybody got any ideas, but I'll see, that's the 24 volt one, that's when I'm kind of pains to not change it. Most of them are 12, so it was maybe a silly move, but I wanted some kit off the 24 volt side as well. I'll see, I maybe change it. It's maybe because it's pulling 2.5 meters from the tank to the pump. They need to set it at the tank. I don't know. Anyway, as far as that's concerned, I mean, I'm happy with the actual flow. You know, the pump's working fine. You know, so that's quite good. You know, we've got the domestic shower at the side, which I'm quite sure that was my concern, will work fine because it's not a caravan shower. That's all okay. It's just the noise.
That's too loud.
Oh, where are you going? Okay. Alright. What I'll do is I'll go into the locker, unclip it, pull it out, cut it, push it back through, and you shove one of these ends onto it, and it's just to finish flush with the white. So as I was saying, that's the trim vents through. So they're all through here. They're not through the top one yet because I've still to do that. The thermostat's on, so I'm going to stick the battery on, the 12-volt battery onto the trimmer, and then turn it on. See if we can get some heat out of the thing. Trimmer. And the trimmer on. Oh no, we can turn the trim off actually, what we're doing, because it doesn't work through. I put a battery on. So we don't need that. So this thing here, press it, goes to temperatures. We'll stick it up to 26, because I don't know what temperature it is in here, but it's probably warmer. That's the heat coming through now, so that's, you can hear it actually. And obviously it's got that really pungent new smell. So hopefully that goes well. We're going to shut the outside lockers now, so it's just drawing air from inside here as it's meant to be, not from outside. Make sure it all works, doesn't trip out or something. So now that we've put the trim on to check the heating, which came up to 24 degrees. We didn't need it up to 24 degrees, but just it's slightly warmer today, so we thought we'd stick it up. So it's come up to 24 degrees, it's shut itself off. I pressed the boost button for the hot water. So I'm kind of hoping that it should be, well, it should have some hot water now. I haven't connected the waste back up since I disconnected the washing machine, so I will obviously cold hot use a bucket instead. Not that out, but nothing yet. We don't do that in Serengeti because that's when the cheetahs jump through me. And boy, what's heat bit. Well,
Just remember somebody vivid on somebody.
Somebody got attacked with a puke or something coming through the roof.
Is that right?
Like that, you see? Like that. Hunters are through a draft.
Yeah.
You're on your camp. Beasties can get Jesus, here we go. Phew.
What?
Big truck.
Yeah.
Can I turn on top of this switch as well?
Wheel.
Just make sure it goes in the basin. Pull it away.
Huh?
Pull the handle away. Pull it to you. Pull it away.
What?
That's it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah, turn it off again, please.
Cool.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Can we drink the water?
No. No, we
Does
do.
the toilet work?
We do.
Can I try and flush it? Yeah, you did.
Press it and hold it.
Oh. Oh.
And then stop it there. And then gently pull the little handle. Don't draw up too much. Gently pull the little handle now.
That's kind of cool.
And then it disappears into the little box.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
You need to worry about your iPads and your beds and your dinner and the toilet. You need to worry about buttons.
There's nothing in it. It like slides back down. Is that a baby? No. No, if you do that, pull it. Cool, Daddy. What did that do?
That's the table now.
But it's tiny.
That's not the table, it's the table mount, isn't it?
This is left one. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
just one little bit.
This?
Back again.
Wow.
So that's the other shower unit that I said we purchased from eBay. Just a standard stainless steel thing. And we took it to the fabricators who put riv nuts in it and cut a stainless steel mirrored finish for it. And they made a nice little bracket there, you can see that in there. So unfortunately, in rather plumbing terms as opposed to engineering, I had to cut a little hole at the back with a still saw because my drills and nibblers and any other tool that I have does not even scratch this stainless steel. But it don't matter, it's just a little cut. So I'm going to offer this up with the pipes and see what it's going to look like. Right, so that's going to be sitting like that, and then we'll have a hot pipe obviously coming out and going into this, will come down and go into here, and then the cold will come out and come up to here, and then we'll have another pipe coming out here to fit onto the where the sliding rail is going to come. And then I've got these two holes to bore here in this panel for the sliding rail kit, which is every chance we're going to have to take that back because that's going to have to be nice. And if I can't bore it, I'm going to have to take it back to the engineer to do exactly the same thing. But this is not the only problem. The other problem I have now is because I can't bore this in any shape or form. And I'm seeing another problem as well, actually. Because I can't bore this in any shape or form. So I'm a bit concerned because I couldn't drill this material at all with anything that I have. The only place I've got for fitting the awning brackets outside over the door are in the cupboard above the door where the Wi-Fi router is, and in here. So I'm not really sure what to do, because if I go ahead and fix this and I bore from outside in and hit this unit, that's what we'll be aiming for, because I don't want steel bolts here for the awning. I'm not going to get through it, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. And also, looking at it now, the way it is, how do you think with that handle sticking there? Because the handle does stick out a little bit as well for the toilet.
It's fine.
We don't really have a lot of choice.
No, it looks really smart though.
We don't have a lot of choice.
I think it looks really good with the 2 units. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah,
Do you like it?
Yeah, I think so. So we've got the Sikaflex out now, so it means business. So we are going to put Sikaflex on the back of this unit. We'll hold it up to the wall, and then we're just going to screw it in with some of these stainless steel screws, and that should be enough to hold it. But the only thing I will do is need to make sure I go and get its front plate that they made up for me and put it on, because when I put on the mirrored one, because it's got these edging caps on it, it actually flex slightly because it's not high quality stainless steel, it's just a shelf, and that's why the mirror doesn't shut 100%. I need to get stronger magnets, but I need them anyway, for driving and being off-road. But I'm just more concerned that I twist this one slightly. So we'll stick it up, and then if I have to screw and unscrew and wiggle and whatever, then. £12 worth of Sika to hold on your little shower unit. Beautiful. So this is the lot heavier gauge mirror stainless steel. This has obviously been through the machine and all roughed up. That side's the mirror side that will keep the protection on just now, because it's also something to mark on. So I am going to have to mark the sliding rail kit. So what we'll do now is I'll just push these pipes back slightly, because they will just go back, hopefully, into whatever's bed area, get them out of the way, and then I'll it does bond in with its Sikaflex tonight. I just want to seal this thing here, because that's actually cardboard, these Truma things here. Sikaflex is out and she's juicy. We will put the last of the diffuser runner in, cut that to size, bore it, and then Sikaflex that one. Fit there. So I've got to Sikaflex this wee monkey on. And the problem with not knowing, you're better off asking advice with these things, because I had no idea that diffusers were so different, and there's so many different qualities and so many different shapes and styles. I just picked this one because I liked the look of the profile, and it was thin and you can't see it like there. But now, there's so many different sorts that now that I've had Jim the Joiner router for this is it. So it'd be good to give it just a little bit more thought behind it, if you're bothered. So I forgot which one's which, obviously. Oh, it's definitely not that one, so it can go over there. So I want to find which is the dodgy rough edge that I've cut, which is that one. And I will get my pencil this time. I'll put a mark in there, because I bore a hole through here and then fit it up and bore the hole right through . So that's our little strip there, and that's the hole I've bored in it with that drill there. So I'm going to mark it and bore right up through the unit. It's a big hole, but there is method in that madness. Because these strip lights, they're probably not the ones I'm going to stay with forever, to be honest, because I like the idea there's things coming out all the time now, and they've got new Apple Home ones. We've got a little, for our music, we've ordered a little HomePod, Apple HomePod thing, a little speaker, which has Siri on it, and they've brought out lights that work on that. So instead of, well, I'll show you. Up here, we have to bore that hole, because I need to get that unit there up through it, and I'm going to have to find some way of making that just now nice and neat. And that works off a remote control. Like that, you can see the lights underneath, but you have to lift this up to turn it on. So it's a rubbish idea, but anyway, it is what it is. We're dashing to try and do this Paris thing, so I'm going to fit this up. They just stick on there. You just pull a little diffuser thing off, and the lights just stick in there with self-adhesive backing, so we can just take them off just as easily. And then I'd like to maybe look in the future at getting maybe some of these ones that you can say, hey Siri, turn the lights on, or turn the lights to red, or whatever. I don't know how it's going to work, but something like that would be quite nice, as opposed to lifting cupboards and moving the beans out the way to get the remote control in. As every single thing that you do just creates mess. Mess after mess after mess. Never mind. Yeah, so I purchased a motorhome bunk bed ladder, as you can see. Nothing fancy about it. So off online caravan shop. So £70, something like that. Really, really nice feel. It feels good. It's nice to the hand kind of thing. So that's all right. The other thing to remember as well, schoolboy errors, is never put anything on like this with a level. Measure everything. This is the caravan and the motorhome sitting at angles like that all the time. So everything has to be measured. You know, don't try and stick a level on something. Do it, or it'll be like all skew-off. So I think that's suitable enough in that position. So we've got my Sikaflex out. Another little job that needs doing, I'm going to have a look at just now, is this is an anti-slip tape with a what do you call that? Luminous band in it. I'm going to stick that on the steps going down, because the steps have got little grooves taken out of them, which is fine, but the rest of it's just quite slidey when they get wet. So I'm going to put these at the back of the grooves. And I've got some brake and clutch cleaner. I'm just going to spray over the things to clean it up, the steps, and then see if we can get these to stick down.